law enforcement view as more law enforcement. Because why bother to actually read the law? But if you did, you'd know that we just looked at that law. Subsection F of 39.6 is hunting, target shooting, fishing. Okay, so if you're pursuant to target shooting, activities pursuant to hunting, you're legal for your possession of hollow nose ammunition. It's not just only other law enforcement officers. That section clearly opens it up. But nothing here makes it clear for possession in your home. So how do we possess it in home? You'd go down a whole bunch of paragraphs down and you would find this section here. Nothing shall be construed to prevent a person keeping such ammunition at dwelling, premises, or other land owned or possessed by him, or from carrying such ammunition from place of purchase at dwelling or land. There it is. Possession in your home. So, you can buy the ammo at the dealer, you can have it in your home. So the question is, can I have it in my gun in my home? Absolutely you can. You're possessing your gun in your home. That's exempt under 39.6e. You're possessing hollow nose ammunition in your gun, which you're possessing in your home, so everything's possessed in your home. There's your exemption for your hollow nose. Can I use it? Sure you can use it. If you're justified to use deadly force, as Mike just went through a whole hour trying to explain the principles of, if you're justified, it doesn't matter. You can use the hollow point ammunition and you can shoot the bad guy in your home with that bullet. And when the bad guy is hit with that bullet, the bad guy is now illegally in possession of a hollow point bullet. No exemptions. Strict liability here in Jersey. And I have no doubt that there's a prosecutor who would charge him with that. The other thing is, what is the difference in exemptions? This is important. Super important, because Brian Aiken suffered under this, and it's really, he's a great guy. First pardon on a gun case in the history of New Jersey. Governor Christie pardoned him. He had his guns while moving, and his ammunition while moving. And he was arrested, charged, and went to trial. And we demonstrated at trial, remember, he had to be put to his proofs. He had to prove he was moving. We understood that. We showed he had all his clothing in the car. Showed he had, kitchen items in his car. Like when you're moving, pillows and clothing and linens and, like all the kind of stuff when you load up when you're moving, that, really. And then this other weird thing where he told the officer he was moving. Like all these things that almost seem like evidence he was moving. Can you believe that? Well, we showed all that, put all that on the record. And we go to the judge and we said, please charge the jury with the exemption, 39.6, that you can have your firearms while moving. Nope, wouldn't do it. Judge Morley would not charge the jury. Well, if you're not going to give the exemption, then we as law-abiding citizens have nothing. If you don't have that carry license, which they're not granting, last time you got a carry license granted in Jersey to his average civilian who just wants to keep his gun in his home, good luck with that. No, we need this exemption. Judge Morley refused to give the exemption. The jury 3 times asked him to give the exemption. Wouldn't do it. Oh, well, here's a big shocker, folks. Brian Aiken got convicted. Yeah, he got convicted because there's no exemptions given that they could rely upon. We immediately filed the appeal. Brian went to state prison for 3.5 years because there's no discretion. Immediately got Governor Christie, who had the courage, the first time in the history of New Jersey, to grant a pardon on a gun charge, and we got Brian out of jail on that, and we continued with the appeal. And we said, we're going to appeal this, we're going to appeal even though you got a pardon, because we got to send a message to all these judges, you got to give the exemption for law-abiding citizens. Otherwise, you got nothing. It's outrageous. And this Morley has to be shown to be wrong. Now, let me just tell you, Judge Morley did not get reappointed as a judge. Judge Morley had all kinds of interesting decisions and things in his past. But one of my favorites by him, just to show you the judge that we're dealing with, dealt with a case, I know you know that's my favorite, but it's just so great. It dealt with a case in which the individual was charged with receiving oral sex from 5 baby cows. And he was charged with animal cruelty for this. And Judge Morley, being the jurist that he is, was able to see that somehow the requirements of the animal cruelty statute, where the animal must question the act, just didn't apply here for some reason, even though I felt I could have convinced the jury, like one of the cows was saying, hey, this doesn't taste like mommy, what's going on? Judge Morley, no, that can't happen. So Judge Morley dismisses the charges, thereby legalizing blowjobs from cows in the state of New Jersey. A wonderful opinion on this, right? This is this guy. Now, I don't care about what he did with all that, really. It's whatever it is, it is. But you can't blatantly see the exemption to give the jury that says while moving, so this man was legal for what he was doing? Come on. So the appellate court agreed. Dismissed that Morley was wrong on his not giving the exemptions and everything, with one exception: hollow point ammunition. Because guess what, folks? There's no exemption in hollow point ammunition for having your ammo while moving. And I said, and we argued, and we said to the court, look, it's implicit. How can you have your guns and not have your ammo? And, they meant this, and the court wasn't buying any of it. Not at all. Sorry, it's not there while moving. That one conviction for 4th degree stands. Folks, that means the law in New Jersey, no joke, the law in New Jersey is this. You sell your home and you're moving, you leave a bottle of champagne for the buyer and all your hollow point ammunition. And you're like, have a great time with this because I can't bring it with me. I hope you have these calibers. Unless you work a loophole. And that's where you're going to have to tell your very understanding spouse or significant other that, that day we're selling the house and buying a new one and we're going to be like up to our neck in lawyers and money spending and paperwork and stress. I need to go to the range that day. Oh, that's going to go over well. But here's why. Because when you sell the first one, you're going to go to the range. Now you're pursuing the activity you started. You're going to leave from there and go to the new, and then you're all right. As long as you fit in a range visit, which I guess, Aiken should have done somehow when moving. Other than that, there's no way around it. You're stuck. And that's the actual law in Jersey. So beware of the exemptions. They're narrowly construed and applied, big shock, illogically. And if they're absent, the court isn't going to create them. It's going to do the opposite. It's going to say, if the legislature wanted it, they would have put it there. Great. Our activist courts are willing to be activists on everything except protecting our Second Amendment rights, right? Okay. Let's wrap it up. Here's the deal. Why is New Jersey the worst? All crimes are felony level. They want to turn us into criminals and make us second-class citizens. Minimum mandatory prison on simple offenses, just absurd. There's an anti-gun bias through the system that you experience, constantly educating and needing to overcome that anti-gun bias. You have laws premised on myth and emotion. I also add to that, and so that people don't understand at all why you want to have hollow points in your home for a one-shot stop and not have over-penetration and shoot the innocent person in the other room, or how assault firearm, they make it the boogeyman, and they scare the people that don't understand guns, and then they end up prosecuting Pelletieri-type folks for Marlin Model 6022s. This kind of nonsense that takes place. And Scott touched upon it at the beginning. And then who pays the price? You and me, for this abuse of our rights. Aggressive enforcement. Disregard of doing what is right by law enforcement. I love law enforcement. I defend law enforcement. Utmost admiration for law. This New Jersey eats its own when it comes to law enforcement and guns. Believe me, I know. I've defended plenty, and it's horrible. And as much as there are super great pro-gun cops and pro-liberty cops that are peace officers and truly understand, their important role. There are others who write people up for key rings that have hollow-nosed bullets on them, and for antiques from the 1600s that are plain, unloaded antique flintlock pistols that, are not a threat to anybody, and on for, and it just, the problem is, if you get that unlucky gun owner award, you're gonna have to defend yourself. And you wanna make sure that you're in a position to defend yourself. Finally, this combined with all that, the three principles that we went over at the beginning, right? The presumption of illegality, guilty till proven innocent, and you do all this at your own peril. You're very brave and courageous to be gun owners in this state. So this is why I'm part of Law Shield and proud to be the program attorney, because of what they're able to provide. At a reasonable rate, you're covered. You can sleep at night. You know that if you got to be put to the proofs, you're not going to lose your house and your home and all that and go broke. And it also means that the ones defending you through the program, mainly me and my firm, because we're the program attorney, we're not limited by financial constraints upon you, because you're not going to have to pay anything. So that means we can get every expert we need, right? We can get every transcript, sky's the limit. We can go to town and not be restricted by financial concerns. File every motion, do every possible thing, get every transcript, and protect you in that manner. That's a wonderful thing. And take it as far as we need to go, as far as that fight needs to go. We can take it. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. And that's why my vision on this, and why I agree to be part of it. Because I say that's how we're going to get these laws gone. And it's going to take fights and challenges, because now we're in that post-Heller-McDonald period where we can really make a difference. So you've heard about the program. I'm not here to pitch that. I'm here to help you and teach you and all. But if you do become part of it, and I hope you do, we'll be there to help you. And any other questions, I'll be up at the desk. But I want to thank all of you for coming out here. You're the folks that are not the apathetic folks. You're the folks that care and care about your rights, and realize you should pat yourself on the back for that, because part of our problem, seriously, in this state is we have so many gun owners with so much apathy. This whole forum should be filled. It should be filled. It's a shame it's not, but it should be filled. Think of how many friends you know that said, man, if they heard what I heard today, if they only knew what I learned today.
They don't believe us.
They don't, right, and that is, you're absolutely right. You'll say, the gun quiz, people will go, no way, this can't be true. Everything I told you is true. I've been doing this 30 years. As a matter of fact, I could talk to you all night. I'm not going to. But it's just story after story, and case after case. And the one thing about the practice of law that I just want to end with is, in practicing the gun law in New Jersey, every time I think I've heard it all, forget, nope, there's none, oh my God, I can't, every time. With that, in this case, yeah. So, all right, here you go. Thanks, Terry. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll be out of here in literally 2 minutes. As I said in my announcement at the very beginning, my little speech, Evan is truly a great man, and we are extremely lucky to have him in New Jersey. No state needs him more. Anyway, and that's the quality that you get. Not the quality, that is who you get with Law Shield. So anyway, real quick, we do have 3 more giveaways, joined along with my lovely wife and Ms. Gun Law 2017, as I named her at the beginning of this. Is Justin Dougherty, who is the state manager, one of 2 in Pennsylvania, state that is friendlier, yet still needs a lot of help as well. And these are, a true freedom fighter, and I'm really glad to have him here. So anyway, let's, without any further ado, first, like I said, we're going to give away 3 more things, and then I'm going to say something very quick, and then we're out of here. So number 1, this is a Leatherman 13 tool Rev. Yes, the Leatherman Rev has 13 different tools in it, and is made of a special alloy. Anyway, so Justin, please select. Yes.
All right. If you guys have your tickets, we have 24B 2603. 2603. Anyone? Bueller? pull another one here for you. We have 24B 2439. It's you. Come on up, sir. All right, for the next one, we have another Victorinox Swiss Army knife here, and it'll get a mug as well. And we have 24B 2445. 2445. Come on up, sir. Awesome. And we have for the last prize, you get another Law Shield mug, and we have a $50 gift card to Bass Pro Shops. So for that one, it's going to be